Pa pa pa.
One,
Okay.
2, 3. Oh wow!
1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8
Welcome in.
9 10. Welcome everybody. Change setting today.
Yeah.
Yeah,
How you been?
pretty good.
Is it 32?
Is this 32? I don't know. I'm not.
I believe so.
I'm not counting anymore.
You were always counting.
I was the beginning, yes. But
Right?
you know when you have you start something new, and then you get addicted to it in a sense that you really pay attention to it, and you count every little thing. I cannot hear you.
That is
Yeah.
true. Yeah. I just
So-
said so.
So yeah,
Yeah.
you should say in the microphone.
Well, but then I'd interrupt you. You know what I mean?
You know,
No, sometimes there is.
all these nods, like when you look at somebody and you do like this, and then you do it means that you're affirming what they're saying, and it shows the other person non-verbally that you are like, oh yeah, you're engaged, you agree.
Yes, I agree. But I had a friend, and he was always getting pissed when I was doing that. He was like, "Can you stop?" It's making me like he was saying that it was like automatic, and I was doing it all the time, and
Yeah.
like that he got distracted when he was speaking.
This is different. This is a different setting, though. I mean, it's
Well, that's good.
it's like you're not bound to the table.
I like
have
it
to keep your
more.
elbows.
I like it more to like sit.
You more
like,
relax and
Yeah.
it's pretty.
I wish we
different.
could have like super comfortable couches. Like, you know.
Yeah, maybe we can do that one day. You know, it's not like
Yeah.
we're stuck in the ways. So you're saying about we're talking about people that eat vegan.
Yeah, I don't want to bring the story in the camera, but yeah, I'm always surprised. Like,
But but no, like being a server, generally you have
Yeah,
lots of people.
and not everybody can eat everything. Then it's very tough. Then, and what's your take on that?
My take on that.
I know you have very controversial point of view.
There is a lady that she trained her dog to eat only vegetables. Then she brought the dog on a TV show, and the presenter on the TV show put a bowl of meat and a bowl of vegetables. And the lady was saying, "Okay, come on, go show them, go eat the veggies, go ahead." The dog went straight for the freaking meat. So what the hell?
That's
So,
your take.
Of course, you can train a dog to eat just turnips if all you feed him is turnips. Like same thing for a human. If the only thing there is potatoes, he will eat just potatoes.
Yeah.
But ideally, you want to have a diet that includes a little bit of everything.
Mm-hmm.
Or if you choose to eat just meat, well, by all means, go ahead. It's not bad for you.
Yeah, I mean,
It's
people have been eating that for years.
The problem is that people attach sentimental reasons to it, the feelings, saying like, "Oh, poor animals. Oh, we should just let them roam free in the land and let them live and die."
Yeah,
Well,
but
what are you talking about?
But then you see like how much water it takes to make almond, for example, right?
It's not just that.
And-
It's that by doing monocrop agriculture, there's so many little animals that live there. Any kind of agriculture for greens and vegetables. And when
Yeah.
you use these giant tractors to go through the land to sow the field, to harvest, they just uproot every animal, every living thing down there that has created an environment and stuff. So you just kill all the animals, and where's your ethical reason? So is the life of a little mouse more important than a cow? And some people don't understand that. So I'm a hunter. I go hunt when it's hunting season, and you really prepare in the preseason, shooting, training with the bow and everything. And then when it's time, you go and you hunt, and it's not easy. People think that you just go there and the animal just comes in front of you and you shoot it. No, there's hours and hours and days of waiting and patience and preparation, and it's not easy. And when I kill that animal, I feel like I'm grateful that I killed that animal. I'm grateful to it. If I don't kill the animal, for example, there will be an overpopulation of deer, and they will eat all your vegan friends' crops around, because they will be unmanageable. So it's also a way to keep up the numbers under control. You know, the DNR here in the state takes care of that every year. They say, okay, for this area you can kill 3 deers.
Yeah.
You can kill 2 in this area because there is less. So it's managed in a sensible way. And then for me, it's not like I like to go and kill animal, but just because for the fun of it. There's something in there too. It's a challenge that I have for myself, but also to provide for myself. Like, I fill my freezer with 2 deer, and it's fantastic not to go out and buy meat. You know, you pay your license, and the money goes toward the maintenance and running of the wildlife and the environment around. So hunters contribute to preserving wildlife, and it's a good thing, I think. And if you can support yourself this way, you can take care of yourself, instead of, some people are so naive that think that, oh, the meat just appears in the supermarket, so you just go there and buy stuff, or some people don't know that some fruit come from trees or from the land, from the earth, like the distinction, because you just go to the supermarket and you find it there, but how did it get there? Now, live alone when you put like modern agriculture methods and meat production, where you have these giant plants, where you have thousands of cows in a confined space, where they just feed them corn and they pump them with antibiotics. So that's really not a feasible way. If you could do it natural, I mean, they just live in this confined space, standing there, getting fat, growing fast. Same thing for the chickens. You know the deal with this, with free range. And then
that's true.
The food industry uses so many other magical words to make you think that free range, natural, organic, to make it feel like they're doing something ethical. That's not always the case.
Not always. I mean, for example, with the eggs, you can feel the difference, but it's, of course, they want to make more money.
And to my surprise, I find it stupid that if you want to eat organic or something that is healthier version, it costs you more.
That's always.
That should be the norm, but
that's true.
Not. But it's not.
No.
So to all my vegan friends out there, I don't like that some people are so upset they just go around and tell everybody that they're vegan. I like meat. I don't go to everybody and tell them. Like, I live and let you live, whatever you want to do, but don't come to me and tell me what I have to do, or that you have to save the environment because the cows produce methane when they fart, and that increases the CO2 and that raises the temperature. I mean, there's so many other things to look into that, but that's really not the case. Like in Ireland, they were doing, in order to reduce CO2 production, they wanted to kill like, thousands of cows.
Oh, that's
like
a
kill
lot.
them, just like that. It's like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But also, I saw the guy, because I watched this documentary, You Are What You Eat. It's a good documentary. It's very nice. They do like experiment with different siblings and their twins.
Twin studies are the best.
Yes. And they're giving like different diets. You should watch it.
Yeah.
They're giving like one, like let's say they have twins and one of them eat only meat. One of them eat only vegan, for example.
What is the difference?
I didn't watch the whole thing yet. So I just watched, it's like, I think it's 4 episodes. I just had a time to watch like 1.5 maybe. But it's very interesting. It's very nice. And what I was saying, what was my conclusion on this topic?
We need to eat to survive.
Oh,
in the
sorry.
end.
That was the guy who was training. Yes, I know now. There was the guy who was training, like the vegan person, and the guy is actually he was born in vegan family, and he never touched any meat or any like dairy products, and he's actually shredded like holy shit.
Mm.
So he's a personal trainer. I don't know how this happened. Do you think it's more like supplements and like using not natural stuff, or you can achieve this kind of body? Because he was like actually like yoked, how you say that, or like I was impressed when I heard like
And he was vegan.
whole life,
Mm.
whole life, plant-based
It
diet.
might work for some people. The thing is that you can, yeah, of course you can get protein from plants.
Yeah.
The thing is that the quantity of it that you can get is not as much as concentrated as the 4-ounce piece of steak has
Mhm.
25, 26 grams of protein. In order for you to eat that same quantity that is in that piece of meat, you need to eat more broccoli, like a bowl, to eat the
Mhm.
same,
Yeah.
or beans, and or tofu, for example. So that's the
But often beans are made with cheese already.
beans.
Yeah. Like if you like buy the refried beans,
I don't know what you're talking about.
like the cooked beans.
Oh,
If you go somewhere, or
I don't know about that. No,
many
I'm
of
not
them
sure.
will not be vegan.
No. If you go buy a can of
Yeah,
beans,
but then
yeah.
if you make them like by yourself,
I tried the vegan diet for a month,
How was it?
long time ago. It was okay, but I felt something was missing. And I
Mm.
tried the early carnivore for a month, but I had a hard time trying to go to the bathroom. That was it. Some people have extreme diarrhea or something.
Oh.
Others have constipation, and
Mm.
that was my case. It wasn't working, and you need a little bit of both. I mean, there's no such a thing as fats are bad for you, carbohydrates are bad for you, or protein or meat is bad for you. No, like come on now. Humans have been on Earth for hundreds of thousands of years, right? And they've been consuming meat since then because that was the only way to
yeah.
survive. And now we come educated in everything, and these scientists say that meat is bad for your heart or for your arteries, before cholesterol. I mean,
I think it's more like
I find that really strange. Because
Yeah.
every time you do studies with humans, there's so many things you need to adjust for when you do the studies, because you cannot say, oh, these 100 people are eating meat only, and we're going to study them. These 100 people instead are not eating meat. So you should adjust the variables in a way that you can control how the experiment comes out. For example, you say, yeah, these people eat meat, but they don't exercise, they smoke, they drink alcohol, they have a different lifestyle. So if you don't account for those things and you just go for the meat, of course you're going to find the results of their experiment going terribly wrong, because on top of eating the meat is not the issue. The issue is not exercising, drinking alcohol, smoking. Instead, if you do the same, that's how you can skew and make an experiment biased. If you say, I have these 100 vegans, they just eat vegetables, but I don't tell you that they exercise, they don't smoke, and they don't drink. Of course, they're going to be far better than the other group. And then at the end of the study, you can say, oh, the people that ate meat, they are unhealthy. Instead the vegans are healthy. And what I'm already starting in mind in my experiment, it's already that I know that I'm a scholar and I have my bias, my idea made already. I'm going to do an experiment that goes toward veganism, not toward people that eat meat. And that's how it works sometimes.
Yeah, we should make a video, like experiment. We were
But no, and then the other thing is that you need a huge number of people in order to have a representation to verify if an experiment is
Mm-hmm.
going to be successful or not. Because if you're going to do it on 20 people, it's not enough.
That's true.
You know? So, science, I have an hypothesis, you know? I have an idea in my mind of a certain phenomenon that I want to study, okay? And I want to study this phenomenon and I want to see if, for example, if sugar is bad. So let's say I have two groups. I have you guys eat sugar. Actually, I could have even three. You guys eat sugar. You guys do a normal life, whatever. Don't account for it. And then you guys don't eat sugar, you know? And you run the experiment and you measure, do different measure their blood, measure their lifestyle, how they're doing, their diabetes, if they're diabetic and everything. And then at the end of it, you can say like, oh, my experiment, I think this is the outcome that it's going to happen. And the results can show the outcome that you were looking for, you know?
That makes sense. I had a friend in college. She was vegan. Whenever we were going somewhere, there was such a huge issue to find anything to eat, you know?
And the thing is measuring everything. So but it's difficult with people. And it's not easy.
The thing is that, I mean, it's different when you're a vegetarian.
Mm-hmm.
Because you have like more, you know, like you can add some cheese and this calories. But if you're vegan, like to catch up on calories, it's hard, you know. Or like pescatarian diet, when you eat fish, you still have like can eat lots of protein, you know, because maybe not everybody likes meat or something for some reason.
Yeah. So to go back on that, just to make it clearer. So science, I have an hypothesis. I observe the event and then I see if the result is either one way or the other. That's what basically is. But through observation and measurement, I can see if it works or not. You know, I cannot go there with my mind already made up and think the outcome is going to be this or that. I have to be open-minded.
Yeah.
But many
Of course.
people are already set on the result.
Yes.
Then
and
the
like
other
hating
thing-
the second side.
Then even more, who is funding the research? Because if Nestle is funding the research, they produce a bunch of sugar, chocolates, and stuff. Of course, they wanna put in with people that sugar is good.
Of course.
So if Nestle is giving you $5 million to do the study, you're gonna find every measure you can to say
make sure it's good.
that sugar is good, and that's what happened really historically. Saying that they said that fat was bad in the '60s, and people ate less fat and tended toward more sugar, and it's all humans are messed up, man. That's the thing.
If you look at like all those influencers saying about the diet, essentially they will say everything is bad, eggs are bad, everything you touch can be bad.
And I went through these phases myself, like superfoods. It's like, what the hell? And I went to school, I studied nutrition, exercise science, and I say, what the hell? There's not such a thing that a superfood, it's like everything can be good and everything can be bad at the same time.
Yeah.
And the quantity makes
Yeah.
the dose,
Your
makes the poison.
habits.
You know what
too.
I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying just completely. I like chocolate. Come on, I like sweets, but I'm not completely cutting them off. Like once in a while, I eat something. It's like it's all in good measure. That's the thing. It's difficult to find that good measure for different people.
That is very true.
And then the influencers.
They also are paid by.
Yes, but most of them, they have incredible physiques. Incredible. Incredibly genetically gifted and talented in doing what they do and achieving the results. They make sacrifices to achieve that particular physique. But not everybody can become like that,
That is true.
So, and they cannot teach it to other people as well. they can just do it for themselves. Not everybody is a good
That's very true.
preacher of.
Uh-huh.
So it's
It makes sense.
yeah. Then there's those that are deceitful that try to encourage their audience in buying products and supplements.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
There is a product and they say it's so good, and at the end, oh, use my code too.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And then you think like, okay, it's actually good, or it's just recommended because they paid, which most likely.
Yeah.
Yeah, the influencer transparency is very bad now.
It is. Well, there is financial incentive, and it's the more eyeballs you have on someone,
yes,
the more they will.
they're just fighting
approach
to,
you.
you know, you to click the link, and then the company see that you bought with their code, and they're just making more money, recommending more. There was so many stories.
Well, then let me tell you, if we continue on our road here and we become successful, having more people watching us, and the more people watching, the more subscribers, more views, somebody approaches us and is going to say, guys, I'm going to give you a paid promotion. You guys going to pay you. I'm going to pay you for you to promote this product. What do you do?
Well, if it's good, okay. So here's the thing. Like, I know many people who did the social media and stuff, and they had collaborations, right? I work for the guy who had plenty of those. And if you, at the beginning, you sold yourself for anything, and something you don't actually like and don't feel, you will not get the audience respect back. You know.
That makes sense.
So you gotta be selective. Like, if this will be shit, first we would need to like see the product, get it, and actually like we would need to feel like, okay, this is something I'm gonna use. You know, I don't know, whatever it might be. Let's say there is.
So you need to be sold on that product yourself.
Yes.
Before you can promote.
Before I promote, you know.
That makes sense.
Because then, like, if you're selling something you love, you'll be proud of that, and people will like it too, most likely. You know.
Yes.
But if you're selling something bullshit, people will find out, and they will hate you.
Yeah.
And they will return. They will talk shit about you.
I always
and
have
spread the bad news.
I always had a hard time thinking like, and I've learned so far that I never liked selling jobs. Never.
No?
No, like, because I always felt like I was pandering to people and trying to trick them or to convince them in a way that was not ethical. Like, my idea of selling was flawed into tricking somebody. Instead, is not
I have
really
different
that.
point on that.
No. It was
Oh,
my
it
view.
was.
It was.
It changed.
But it changed. Many people will tell you that if you promoted something, you'll be a sold out.
No,
If
come
you
on.
become
It's
successful,
normal now.
If you become successful, like
They used to say that. They used
you're
to
a
say that.
you're a sellout.
They used to say that. Oh, you're recommending, let's say, Coca-Cola, your brand, like, bought by brand. Like, I mean, I love branding. Like, I just have my hat. Have you noticed my hat? What is in there?
Mm-hmm.
It's the biggest alcohol brand, and I love it. I got it from them, because we had like a training, you know, and it's nothing wrong, you know.
There's nothing wrong in making an honest profit from using your platform to promote something that you believe in, for example.
Yes.
And so the thing is, like, after reading different books and stuff, it's like you sell yourself every day.
Yeah.
When you do the waiter, you sell yourself.
Yeah.
You sell your
Products.
your skills. You sell the different dishes on the menu. That the rest
Different
the drinks.
spirits, right?
So when you go for an interview, what do? You sell yourself.
Right?
Exactly. Every time you present yourself, you sell yourself to somebody.
Exactly.
It's not a transactional thing. Like, you're selling yourself for malicious intent. No, it's the way you're interacting with the world and saying, maybe selling, it might be maybe a harsh terminology, but in reality, that's what you do.
Mm-hmm.
You know? So,
Well, you need to be.
but the same thing for us. What we're doing now, we're selling our
Yeah.
ideas.
So you need to be
In a
proud
way.
of the product you have, right?
Mm-hmm.
No, or product or service, whatever it is. If you have your construction company, whatever, you need to be proud of the product you're providing. It's
Mhm.
good and people will like it, right? And then I think the selling is more natural. If you're like showing them
Yeah,
those
but
advantages.
yes, but at the same time, if there's the catch here. The catch is that your first paid promotion, you're really gonna think seriously about it because it's your first. You got nothing, you know. It's your first chance to make money.
That's what I-
So you might jump on everything that comes at you. You
So
might go around and look for it.
I told you that with my friend we used to have this page on Instagram where we had we reached like 50,000 people there on top, and we had we had like a few people asking, but we had two things. So first, that was our first like real promotion that we got money actually.
Shit myself with water.
It's okay. So that was like the service, like the cashback service.
Yeah.
And they reached out to us that, hey, we can do it. We just pay you a little money. I think it was equivalent to like $200 for like one Insta story,
Yeah.
which was nice. Took me 1 minute to record it. Like,
Yeah.
hey, this is it. Click this. You can get cashback when you buy. And that was nice. Nobody was in hurt. And then another profile we had was about technology. We were doing like the news, and we actually started because back in the day I had some connections with like the companies when I worked for the guy on YouTube, and I connected with the guy, and they had like a rental company start up, but they had very good start and nice professionalism, and they were having like all the drones, cameras, phones, the newest technology. So we cooperated with them. So the deal was there was no money, but they were giving us all products we want for like a period of time, and we had to send it back. But the deal was that we had to put their name into our profile description, and then like do reviews of the things and mention that we got it from them, and put the link in the bio. So that was nice too. You know?
I don't think that was a good idea for no money.
Okay, look, but there was opportunity for us to get
Yeah.
free drones, free cameras, free every technology, the newest technology, which we would not be able to afford to buy all those things and test them.
Well, but they want it back, so it's not.
Well,
Really
but
free.
our purpose was to make reviews. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's how it
So
usually
you
works.
have access at that point.
Yeah, because otherwise you cannot get access. That's how it works. Like usually the tech companies, they send bunch of stuff to those influencers, and they give them option like to, because most companies, they don't pay. Like Apple, I don't think Apple pays for like any reviews, but
Yeah.
it all depends. So
Yeah.
I think if you
It has to be something that is aligned with your idea, and with if you look at the product and you say, well, that's something that we consider, and
Okay, let's say that the big alcohol company reached to us. What would you say? And they want the bottles hang out behind on our podcast.
the problem is that I don't drink.
It doesn't matter. What do you think about
If
promoting?
I don't even try it,
But you can try.
I can try it, but I know nothing about alcohol. You know what I mean?
But what do you think about like the purpose? Is it good if you promote it, or you think it's bad?
I'll be a hypocrite if I promote it because I'm not a drinker. How can I it would be the same thing if somebody that has never kicked a ball in soccer goes and does a review about soccer cleats. They know nothing about it. Or somebody that has never thrown a kick or a punch in martial arts is going to talk about martial arts. If you never done it.
How about like?
I mean, there are some cases.
How about Cristiano Ronaldo that he promotes many businesses on his Instagram for millions of dollars? I don't think he gets to.
Well, no,
like,
but he's already world class. He can
Yeah.
promote anything, like whatever. It's like
That's interesting.
it is. If I don't have any expertise on it, I could talk about I don't know, a fitness equipment machine because I exercise and I say, well, this is an effective thing, and I use it, and I think I see the way it's useful. I have some expertise at least, you know. But for alcohol, I have nothing.
But for like,
But you can say, yeah, you could just have the bottles behind, but you don't drink. I don't know how people would take it.
I don't know, but I'm talking about more like if it's good for the environment or not, in your opinion.
What do you mean for the environment?
I mean, for the environment to like, not for the environment, like, how to say that? That people might feel bad that you're like promoting alcohol. That's the case.
Oh, you think ethical? reasons?
Ethical. I'm just asking. I mean, I don't think it's a bad thing because
That
everybody
is-
has their own responsibility.
Yeah, not really ethical because it's not like part. It's not like a part of my. It's not for me. It's not like a religion. It's just that I just don't drink alcohol and I cannot. Actually, I don't know if you can promote. I don't know.
Oh, you
promote
can. Like,
on a
there's some-
podcast.
Yeah, there's
Oh, well.
so many like so many channels that they do like bartending stuff, and they have the companies that they're providing the liquor, and they're just promoting.
Yeah.
It's nothing. I mean, it's just company. They make money too. Like, they are in the business, and
Yeah.
and
So
they have huge money.
what stories you have today?
All right. Where was my phone?
I'm really excited about today's stories. They're nice.
Yeah.
Really nice.
Hey, look.
It's
So starting with pedophiles on set.
pedophiles.
Pedophiles on set.
Holy shit.
Sexism in the
Oh.
writer's room. Everything said about Nickelodeon's on Quiet on Set.
Nickelodeon.
Yeah, I was
believe-
watching.
I believed in Nickelodeon.
yeah.
I used to watch
Me too.
SpongeBob for the longest time.
The new ID docu-series revealed numerous troubling details about the kids' TV network during Dan Schneider's tenure. Investigation discoveries Quiet on Set. The dark side of kids' TV drops a number of disconcerting bombs about the workspace culture at Nickelodeon during the 1990s, 2000s, and 2010s. And I can read something. Give me 1 second. Okay, so we will have countless instances of child sexual abuse, racism, and abuse occurred during the reign of this producer. And he was famous. Like, he actually made so many TV series like iCarly, Victoria's Drake and Josh, Sam and Cat, Zoe 101, The Amanda Show, Henry Danger, all that. One topic explored in Quiet on Set is Schneider's relationship with former child star Amanda Bynes during her time on All That and The Amanda Show. From age 13, Bynes was described as being very physically close with Schneider, which included neck massages and sharing a hot tub. While Schneider was at Nickelodeon, he reportedly told women that they are not funny and cannot write funny, showed a writer porn and asked her for a massage, asked the writer to pretend she was getting sodomized for him, made children act in several sexually suggestive and racially insensitive scenes, constantly yelled and screamed at cast and crew. He parted ways with Nickelodeon in 2018 after an investigation found he was verbally abusive on set. However, it wasn't just Schneider's. Nickelodeon has a long history of creating unsafe work environments for its child actors. Dialogue coach Brian Peck, who worked on All That and The Amanda Show, was 43 when he was arrested for child sexual abuse in 2003. In the new docuseries, former child star Drake Bell from Drake and Josh came forward and stated that he was the 15-year-old that Peck abused. That's crazy. And then Jason Handy, a production assistant on All That and The Amanda Show in early 2000s, emailed a photo of himself masturbating to an 11-year-old actress on The Amanda Show. Wrote in his diary that he's a pedophile, full-blown, sexually assaulted a young guest star on Cousin Skeeter, had over 10,000 images of children in his home. In 2004, he was sentenced for 6 years in prison.
I don't know, man. If that's the... Anything else? We're good?
No, that's it.
Wow. Those... When you talk about... in all of this, my question is, these kids were minors. Where are the parents? But there is another side of the coin, is where these parents, if they knew, where maybe this is really controversial to say, but I'm going to say it anyways. Sometimes the price of success and the promise of the future, for some people, it's all that matters.
Yes. They go anyway.
And was that from the parents' part? Did they know? And if they did, why they didn't do anything? If they didn't know, they didn't know. But some of these people would go long ways in order to achieve success.
Yes.
And get the promise
Look
of the
at
future.
Drake Bell. He's
Well-
now 30-something. He was 15. First time he spoke is this year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And if there's so many instances of this guy doing these things, and that makes me think about all these child stars, these producers, you know, you want to be successful? We're going to kick you out. And the conditions, the price to pay, it's enormous. And we know that in Hollywood for decades that was the case, that if you wanted the part, you had to do this or this or that to a certain person in order for you to do favors.
That is correct.
And we saw that when we did that article in one of the past episodes about all the sexual activities in acting schools.
Oh, yeah.
You remember? In England, where they were doing all kinds of crazy stuff for the sake of acting.
But trust me, it's everywhere. What I experienced in that school.
Yeah, but
It's also-
what does it matter to you? Like, is your integrity doesn't matter to you? You know, if you want to be an actor at all costs, what are you willing to do? How far you want to go?
Some people, they can do anything. What gets to get them famous. Some people just have this feeling that they want to.
And look at all these child stars. I mean, look at the
Macaulay Culkin.
yeah. Look at all these other ones. I don't know if Ariana Grande was in a tub with that guy. It's
Hard to say. No, he didn't
all
mention
these
it. Most likely.
all these Disney child stars. You know what happened to them?
Yeah.
You know, like, who knows? Britney Spears. Oh my gosh. Do you see what Britney Spears publishes on social media? She
Yeah,
just dances with knives and
Yeah.
does crazy choreography on camera. I think she's out of it a little
I think she did. She also wrote a book to like talk about all the people she didn't like.
It's insane. And for the longest time, her father had the conservatorship. That means that he would take care of her finances and everything. And then many people had this. There was an uproar for people saying, "Oh, free Britney, this, and that." Then they freed her, but I don't know if she's really out. She's a little bit out. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But
So
when you're a minor, I don't know. That should be, the parents should be there.
yes. So it's a very fresh story, and it shows like that this problem exists. Maybe it shows other people.
Oh, to tell you, there was a documentary by Michael Moore that showed about, was it, I think it was Michael Moore, and they made a fake. No, it wasn't Michael Moore. Wait, it was Borat maybe, or something else. I don't remember, but they were doing this fake audition, right? And they had these child stars coming in, and they spoke with the parents, and they were saying, "Oh, so we're gonna have pictures of children crucified. Are you okay with that? Oh yeah, she's fine. She can do that." Like the parents were saying this to the guy in order to get the part, and he was kind of saying crazy stuff to it, and the parents were agreeing to it.
Yeah.
And it's the parents. Most of the time, the parents want their children, use their children as
To succeed, yeah.
as
Make money. Yeah.
as a proxy for success, because they didn't get their dream, so they want their kids to get their dream, and they will feel accomplished if their
Which
kids.
at some point makes sense, because like
But I don't know.
Okay, if you want, okay.
I couldn't push
Look,
that to
look.
my kid.
Yeah. Okay, let's say you see all those soccer players that they play in Barcelona now. They're 16, right?
Mm.
So somebody had to take them when they were like 3 years old to the field and fucking go with them every day to the training.
Yes.
Like if they wouldn't do it, this person like okay, the kid gets 18 and then he decides what he can do.
It depends.
And he goes to the first training.
It
No.
depends on the culture. If you live in America, you have like kids will have until they reach adulthood, they will have done so many sports in their life.
Yes, but look at the Yamal, right? He's 16 and he plays in the first team, Barcelona.
Mm-hmm.
He was born in one of the Arabic countries.
Yeah.
It's, like, it's all dependent on the story. Like,
But it depends if you enjoy what you're doing. Okay, is the kid happy to what he's doing? Does he show promise?
Yeah.
Is he good with the
Yeah.
ball?
Mhm.
Is he good looking at the space in the opponent? It's like, it's different things. You see raw talent. If it's there, then you nurture it.
that is true.
Like if you got a possibility to do that. But what we're talking about here, it's like crime. It's pedophilia. Like, damn. And all these people that don't have kids, I don't know if you heard about this, but there was a politician that claimed, we mentioned that, sexually minor attracted people, minor attracted person.
Yeah, it should say
you are a
pedophile.
You are a pedophile if you do that, and that's really
that
not.
sucks.
It's no.
I want to
And
watch this documentary.
so all these people don't have kids. I have kids, and I swear to you, it's like, what are you talking about? This is insanity.
That's fucking
That's
sick.
sick.
It's like a mental issue.
It's
I
insanity.
think. It's
And
mental issue.
Don't you think that you're gonna mess up those kids when they grow up? You achieve success, but at what price?
That is true. Well, hopefully,
For fame.
hopefully those documentaries will show other people, and maybe this will reduce amount.
Yeah.
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 So I have another thing I wanted to, but to bring the story, I will play the video what she tells about it, because I think.
But you need to play it on the.
On the mic. No, I'm gonna play here.
But you need to.
I'm just gonna add audio here.
Oh.
Oh, look.
You're not imagining it. Apple really was making the iPhone worse in order to sell more phones. Or at least that's what the DOJ is alleging in a massive new case it's just brought against the company in the state of New Jersey. It is suing Apple for basically running a monopoly. And it's a pretty spicy case. They are going after Apple for a ton of stuff. They're going after Apple because when you get a smartwatch, it doesn't necessarily work as well with the iPhone as an Apple Watch does, which is also tends to be way more expensive. They're going after Apple because you can't use super apps on the iPhone. They're going after Apple because cloud streaming kind of sucks on the iPhone, and they won't let a lot of cloud gaming services on the iPhone, like the Xbox stuff. You have to run that through a browser instead. It's super annoying. I mean, they're even going after Apple for the green bubbles, guys. Like, they're going after Apple for all the stuff that we tend to find really, really annoying about iPhones. Will it work? unclear. The case is almost certainly going to go to trial. It is almost certainly going to take a very, very long time. It is modeled very closely on the Microsoft antitrust case in the 90s, and that took forever. So this could take a very, very long time. And at the end of this, the iPhone could open up, but we'll have to wait and see. For right now, the DOJ is saying, hey, Apple, stop making the iPhone so shitty. Hey, no, you're not.
So she explained it very well.
Well, they say that the green bubble or something
yes, the
is
message.
racist or something.
Right?
Saying like that most iPhone owners are white and black people can only afford Androids. This is so ridiculous. When you had to do put everything about race, this is insane. You don't have to do that. It's a different operating system. It's different. Now.
So who said about the racism?
Oh, somebody in the Department of Justice was saying it. I remember a politician was talking about it when they were exposing.
But then from another thing, in Sacramento, they just announced that they will give black families $750 per month, like the money.
Oh.
But then
for what?
I have it safe. But then like people were saying like there's no South American people or Asian people in poverty. You know, so it was like there was racism.
Well, you know, they talk about white privilege and white supremacy, correct? If you go and look statistically, the highest income in the United States is Asians.
Oh,
it's Asians. Yeah, it's Asians, Indians, and then I guess white people, and then I don't know if it's Latino, and then black in the end.
So
But
Sacramento has approved a plan to give low-income black and Native American families $725 a month, no strings attached.
why?
And somebody said, so I guess there are no white, Hispanic, or Asian families in poverty. LOL.
Exactly. Jesus, what the hell?
Yeah.
This is racist. Yes.
Right?
Making a distinction based on race.
Also, did you know that there was like, I think this day...
Well, excuse me. Can we be clear? Look, there is no more commercials with white people anymore. In England, if you look in Poland, where the population of blacks is like very, very low, they did a billboard where there's a black male or something in the cover. You know, I'm not saying you need to have that. You don't need to have that, for example, I'm saying. It's like, but in a country that has a population that's lower, who you're appealing to, you know?
Yeah.
And you look at commercials, it's true. You don't see, everything is going full DI, diversity, equity, and inclusion all over the place. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so speaking about that, you know people with like this syndrome of Down, right?
Yeah.
So there was like the day to give them like respect a few days ago. So they made this like a spot. I want to play it. Wait.
You assume that I cannot drink a margarita, so you don't serve me a margarita? So I don't drink a margarita. Your assumption becomes reality. And parents, you assume that I cannot live on my own, so you don't encourage me to live on my own. So I don't live on my own. Coach, you assume that I cannot hit harder, so you don't train me to hit harder, so I don't hit harder. And teacher, you assume that I cannot learn Shakespeare, so you don't teach me Shakespeare.
Old MacDonald had a farm.
So I don't learn Shakespeare. E-I-E-I-O. But hey, if all your assumptions become reality, then assume that I can drink a margarita. Will you serve me a margarita?
Yeah, I get it.
So
I get it.
Right? It's pretty cool.
That's
I
true.
mean, that's true.
Same for kids.
Right?
I don't talk about the margarita, but like,
No,
it's
like
crazy.
But I think it's true. Like when I was in school, there was some young kids and they were treated different.
They were treated different.
People
Yes.
assume.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. But most Down syndrome is just like
But they still can have families,
they
right?
still can have
Like
families, can do anything. Yeah.
Yeah.
my thing, like with all this diversity push for me, was that we the you're making it so clear now that you're giving advantage to different groups and demonizing a different category. Like, there's, if you're white, if you're heterosexual, you know, if you're straight, you're just seen different. When you, some job applications, they state, oh, we want BIPOC, you know, black and other racial groups, for example, to apply. And I understand there has been past discrimination in the past, and there's been slavery, and but we had slaves throughout history. Since the beginning of history, there have been slaves all over the place. In Europe, the Romans had slaves, the Vikings had slaves. Today there is about 40 million slaves in the Middle East, you know, literally all over the world. And it's not done. But the English, us here in America, we changed. I'm not denying the suffering that there was in the past for African Americans here. But even, like, some would say, like, they will identify as African Americans, even if they're born here in the United States. And they will say, yes, you identify as African American, but you're American too. You're American first because you were born here. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So we cannot try to correct past discrimination with present discrimination, because guess what? Most people that are living today never owned slaves here in the United States. What can you blame the son for the sins of the father? I had got nothing to do with slavery that I'm aware of. I come from southern Italy, you know, and I really don't know. And who knows? Most of these people that claim they were coming from having slave descendants, who knows? Who knows if they really were, you know? Like, it is really difficult to assess, but we cannot have people against each other. We cannot have that. We're together. This is America. Like, everybody who came. 19th century, the Irish came, the Polish came.
Everybody.
The Italians came, South Americans, Mexicans, Africans.
There should be no place for racism.
The melting pot of the world. Yes, like the first experiment in the world where different people from different world came, and the founding fathers giving us a rule of law where we are like...
In the end, everyone's here is like from somewhere.
Exactly.
So why would people judge, like, you know?
Exactly.
Don't do it.
Today we have it much better than we ever had in the past.
Of course. We live in the best
times. Let's be honest. And you can... So many people go around and find... Throughout their day, going around finding reasons to get offended. For something.
Just look, now you can go to the store and buy cheese, ham, and groceries. And back in the day, you had to go to forest, fight for it.
Yeah, when they say supremacy, like white privilege, what is the privilege? Dude, it's like, okay, you just judging me on my appearance. You know nothing about my life, the struggles that I went through. Yeah. And I don't know nothing about yours. But just looking at somebody from physical traits that they cannot change.
So stupid.
I have nothing to... I don't have control about my genetics. Unfortunately, my parents. And
no choice.
It's crazy, yes. And it doesn't really make any sense. We're all in this together, trying to figure things out. At the end of the day, we all try to do the best we can for our families, for ourselves, and get better and go on. We go through different struggles. We come from different backgrounds. Some people have a shitty deal of their cards were not as good as mine, or as good or as bad as somebody else, you know. Some people will go around and say, oh, lift yourself by your bootstraps. I don't even have fucking boots. I don't even know what a boot is. I don't even know what opportunity is, because I always seen drugs, violence, drunk people around me. I never really had good role models, you know? So how are you going to say to somebody to fix their life if they don't even know the possibility that they have in front of them to change their life? So... And everybody goes around trying to figure things out. And nobody's perfect. And who the fuck am I to go and tell someone, hey, fix your life? You know?
That is
We do our best. So what can you do? Work on yourself. If you're going to school,
Do your best.
do your best. Get your high school diploma at least. You know, do something you enjoy doing. Try to be a productive member of
If
society.
you go to work, do your best.
Have good friends.
Yeah.
Find a partner, a girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever in the middle,
Yeah.
whatever you
Have
like.
some fun.
Build something, and that's the legacy you want to live. You know, just be a positive light, and be
Yeah.
an example for somebody else.
Yeah.
So that's fucking crazy. There's something that I wrote that I would like to read about life that I wanted to read. Hold on a moment.
All right. Do you have it?
Yeah, it's in my computer.
All right.
It was this is unscripted. I didn't plan to read it.
When
You
did
know?
you write it?
Yesterday.
Oh wow.
So it's just like a small paragraph.
Okay. Please.
So after my father passed away, and having seen death with my own eyes, I felt different. Something in me changed. I had seen something uncommon to many, and while the pain was still there, I came to realize that life is a fragile thing. We live, we love, we argue, we fight throughout our existence, trying to get material things, promotions, accolades, or titles. We follow pleasure, we crave affirmation and status, and get lost in the trivial and nonsensical maze of life. In the face of death, we hang on a fine string that unravels slowly with the passage of time. The string thins out when we are at our lowest, when we're vulnerable, in danger, or when we lose faith, or we lose the will to go on. It gets thicker and stronger when we grow, when we learn, when we love, are loved, but above all, when we create meaning in our existence, lifting up as many people as possible along the way. Time goes by careless and regardless of how important we think we are. It is ultimately up to us to use it wisely.
Very nice.
So there was
Very
a
nice.
few things
Hmm.
just came to mind, and that is true. When you lose somebody that was close to you, for example, you just
Yeah.
change, and you
Also, you just recorded the video. Oh, it's very emotional with like your personal experience. That's very good.
Yeah, that's
It's very good.
yeah, it's very private, and
Very private.
I don't like to tell my story to anybody.
I was
but-
surprised you shared that.
Yeah, well, I found that I had that since 2017. I saved this article on my email, and I never really had the courage to open it up and read it.
Wow.
And I went through there, and I found out different things about Romanian orphanages, and I just wanted to talk about it. And
I'm sure it was like a lot of for you.
yeah, a lot to process and figure out. But hey,
We'll be up soon.
yeah, you just make the best we can.
Yep.
So,
So what do you have?
so a shorter work week a good thing?
Yes.
So a new bill advocates for a 32-hour work week. Can this approach cure what ails American workers? So Senator Bernie Sanders and LaFonza Butler presented an intriguing idea, making a shorter work week a national norm. The bill they introduced proposes changing the standard work week with no loss in pay for certain groups of employees, including many hourly workers, from 40 to 32 hours.
Nice.
And then it says here that America flirted with this idea when, in 1933, there was a temporarily implement of a 30-hour work week and installed after corporate pushback and executive branch called FEET. And in 1938, the Labor and Standards Act guaranteed an eventual 40-hour work week for factory and other hourly employees. Back then, it was 50-hour work week normally. So they fought to have it to 40. And there's this, the 80s, there has been a harsher corporate culture and not really got done because many employers have treated salaried workers as people with effectively unlimited hours. If you're salary,
Exactly.
there is nothing for you, man. You just work 9, 10, 12, whatever. Doesn't matter. You have no life because you're salary. You can work as little or as much. But if you're hourly, there's a different...
Yes, because they watch.
Yeah. And then in 2021, building into momentum for rethinking work that the pandemic had triggered, they introduced a bill to amend the FLSA to shorten the started work week to 32 hours, precursor to this legislation. So it's not easy though, because 32 hours for who? Who's going to work for 32 hours?
I mean, everybody should.
So many people say they did some questionnaires finding that employees who work fewer hours are less burned out. That makes sense, of course. And then in June 2022, they showed a different thing, that people had a higher rates of burned out than those working 5 days. I think this is bullshit. This is just propaganda, pure, saying like, they said some questionnaires said, respondents said that they were better off working 32 hours. Hours, they said, oh, no. Those who work 5 days, they say they have it better because if they work 32, they feel burned out. So that's kind of bullshit. So it depends for who. The thing is that you work less hours, but your salary doesn't change.
Well, for me, this wouldn't work, but...
For you, it wouldn't work.
No, I mean, okay, so I have comparison.
I mean, it's a good thing that we're going there.
Yeah.
Listen, there's so much wasted time, especially in public service.
Yes. But for example, because I had weeks that I worked 4 days in the past, now I mostly work 5.
Yes.
And I can feel the difference when I work 4 days. I feel way more free. I have more time and stuff, but I also make way less money. So like...
Yeah, you should not have lose. I mean, work-life balance is essential, I think.
Yes.
When
you need to have... Yeah.
Go ahead.
I mean, you need to have time for yourself, for like, relaxation, and just how it is. Like,
just take time.
You cannot just put all your body to work.
Mm-hmm.
You need to have some time. Sauna, gym, friends, stuff,
Oh, yes. Oh, absolutely.
It's how the life is.
That's why it's called life-work balance.
Yeah.
Because you cannot live to work.
Exactly. And some Americans think that they live to work.
The culture, yeah.
European culture is I work to live.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
Exactly.
So.
But when I was working and I was struggling in Italy, because when there is less employment opportunities, those few employment opportunities available, they really take advantage of you. And they did.
That sucks.
The thing that I did not like was that I knew the time that I was going in, and I didn't know the time I was taking off. When I was working in the agricultural field, where you have these giant processing plants, they bring the oranges from the fields, and you process those, and you could be done at 9 p.m. from 8 a.m. And that was the thing that would piss me off the most. Terrible. And you will work Saturday too, because for many jobs in Italy, Saturday, some kids go to school. And people work on Saturdays too, so they just have Sunday off. And coming here in the US and seeing this now, I'm really grateful. Thank God I have a job that I can have Saturday and Sunday off, and
It's good.
it's great. This is real privilege that I think some people take it for,
Yeah.
for granted.
I honestly, I don't know when I had like whole weekend, like just in my life, like maybe when I was like 18
Mm.
or 17, because I started like working when I was 18, and like since then I think I work like every weekend.
Hmm. But of
So-
course, there needs to be a balance too, because you need to have enough people to cover productivity. For example, if
Yeah.
you work from Monday through Thursday, 8 hours, and you do 32 hours.
It needs to be certain type of business too, right?
Yes,
Like-
it doesn't work for every sector.
Not every sector, like construction workers. I don't think it's,
If you have 24/7 service, it means that you need to have 24/7 coverage for employees, right?
Yeah. So it's 3 shifts.
That means if they work less, you still need to pay them the same. The employer is gonna have to pay more.
It's not gonna work in those
And
sectors.
It's gonna be tough.
It's
for-
not gonna work.
especially for the private sector. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Because they would.
I think it's more for like those public jobs.
Yeah, for
And-
state or government jobs, that will be more feasible.
I also know, like,
but
I know of some nurses people, and I think they work 4 days, but they do longer hours.
yes, they do 12
Yeah,
hours,
or
or
10.
they do 10s.
Yes.
Same thing
They
for
work 4 days.
police officers too. They do 4 on or 3 off.
Oh.
You know,
So they work
do-
4 days too?
Depends. Some
Oh.
departments depends how they. Yeah, they do also a lot of overtime. And another thing that really, it's crazy, taxing overtime hours. I would not tax overtime hours, at least for certain positions.
That'll be nice.
Like for police officers, firefighters, those positions that are essential to society, I would not. I
Oh,
would not
yeah,
tax them.
yeah.
What the hell? What are you doing?
Yeah.
What are you doing? A public servant like that? It's like, no
Like,
way.
anyway, like, I saw your
And-
meme on Twitter. Like, you posted, like, your when they took the ice from the drink, your salary after tax.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That's what I'm. Yeah, it's they take so much.
Yeah.
They take so much,
Yes. And it's
and then people when they get tax return, they feel grateful for free money. No, but those your money that you paid too much for them, right?
when tax returns.
Yeah, you just you
Yeah.
you could have.
It's just allowing the government to keep the extra money
Yeah.
tax interest free, basically.
Yes, I could have invest maybe, right?
Yeah.
Whatever the
Well, same thing. Yeah, absolutely. That is insane, and it's crazy. So I think so. Work is related with happiness and quality of life. When you say work-life balance,
always.
correct? And these are the countries with the shortest and longest work weeks, and where the U.S. stands. So shortened work week experiments have found momentum across the world as a growing number of companies make the switch for a shorter 4-day work week. Although company initiative is important, the overall work culture and labor laws, especially, of a country are also important for the hours. And then here are 5 countries with the shortest average work weeks, according to data from the International Labour Organization. Vanuatu, it's an island. Vanuatu,
What's the
I think.
hours?
24.7 hours average per week.
Nice.
Then Kiribati, I don't know.
Kiribati. I know.
I don't know where that
I know
is.
where it's exact. I think it's Africa
27.3. We can search
or
what we.
America.
So Vanuatu, I think it's Indonesia area,
I look
Southeast
Kiribati.
Asia,
Oh, Kiribati is actually Oceania. So
Oceania. Oh, look
so
at
Australia stuff.
that. Yeah. Australia. Okay. So Vanuatu is close nearby too, is it?
Vanuatu.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, Oceania.
Yeah. Then Mozambique.
Oh, it's Africa.
Mozambique,
Right.
28.6.
Yeah, Mozambique, it's Eastern Africa.
Yeah, then Rwanda,
Also Africa.
28.8, and then Austria, Western country, 29.5 hours.
Austria?
average. Yeah,
Europe?
that's what it says here. Yeah.
Wow.
And then here are the 5 countries with the longest work week.
What is it?
United Arab Emirates, 52.6 hours. Then Gambia, 50.8.
Africa.
Bhutan,
Africa.
50.7. Lesotho,
Africa.
49.8. Congo, 48.
Africa.
So this is what I mean for labor laws. Loose labor laws give the employer so much opportunity to play the system. Because if you don't have tight labor laws, you can actually take advantage of it. Or if there's little jobs, those few ones that can have a job, they will do everything to have a job.
Yep.
Therefore, they will sacrifice themselves and pay and work many, many hours with little or zero rights.
Yeah.
And that sucks. The worst condition to be at. Yeah. And then it is important to note the distribution of these hours is not necessarily even. In the UAE, 46% of those employed work for more than 49 hours a week, which is considered the excessive working limit.
Yes.
And then in comparison, only 8% of those employed in Austria work over excessive working limit. The average American worker ranks roughly in the middle with 36.4 hours weekly. This number is lower than those of South Korea, 37.9, China 46.1, Russia 37.8, and India 47.7, although it is higher than the numbers of the United Kingdom 35.9, Israel 35.4, Canada 32.1, and Norway 33.5. Americans also have a longer work week than on average on the average European Union workers, 30.2 hours. Wow.
Interesting.
That is crazy.
What else you have? You said like
And then
happy countries.
Yeah, so it says here.
The US just jumped out from top 20.
So this is another thing from the same article. 43% of Americans say they felt compelled to be available to their employers outside. Are you joking?
What?
Are you joking? You made the sound.
Really? No. Go ahead.
Yeah. So 43% of Americans say that they feel compelled to be available to their employers outside working hours. That sucks. And then Morning Consult reported that 51% of Americans support slower employee response time outside of work hours, which is the norm in the European workplace. And adequate working time has a great impact on workers' income, well-being, and living conditions.
Of course.
So when it comes to finding the ideal average length for a work week, balance is key. Yes, because in many cases, the less you work, the less money you make. And that is really... So if you really want to do a 4-hour work week and keep the same salary... It's good for the employers, to the employees, but not much for the employers.
Yes.
So what is the happiest country in the world? Oh my.
Always Finland, right?
For the 7th year in a row, Finland has landed the top spot in the World Happiness Report's annual ranking of the happiest countries in the world. Countries are ranked according to self-assessed life evaluations and answers to the country ladder question, which asks respondents to think of a ladder with the best possible life for them being at 10 and the worst being at 0. So what do they look for the happiness rate? For GDP per capita, income, social support, healthy life expectancy, freedom, generosity, and freedom of corruption. And then, while this year top 10 countries for the list remain unchanged, the top 20 saw a bit more action. Costa Rica and Kuwait jumped for 12th and 13th place, respectively, while the United States and Germany fell off the top 20 completely. Holy shit. The US dropped from number 15 to number 23 this year of the top 10 happiest country. Only the Netherlands and Australia have populations over 15 million. And the top 20, only Canada and the UK have populations over 30 million. Finland took the number 1 spot on the list with a score of 7,741. And Finnish people are happy because they have a strong sense of community
And sauna.
and relatedness. Do good deeds for other people and find a clear purpose for themselves.
And sauna.
And sauna, you say?
Do you know they were saying there was like map of European countries and what people in certain countries the most scared of. So for example, Spain, can you guess what they're most scared of?
No.
Being on time.
Ah.
And then what Finnish people are the most scared? That
Being late.
sauna will be too cold.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So Finland outperforms the average country in education, work-life balance, environment quality, social connection, safety, and life satisfaction. The expectancy at birth in Finland, is around 82 years, 85 for women, 79 for men. The Finnish people's strong sense of community is further proven by the Better Life Index, which states that 96% of people believe they know someone they can rely on in their time of need. So you want to know the top 10?
Yeah.
So Finland, Denmark, Iceland, Sweden, Israel, Netherlands, Norway, Luxembourg, Switzerland, and Australia at number 10. So you just think about it. That is crazy to have. Like I envy them in a way, you know, because Italy is not even there.
Yeah.
So they make good money. They pay a lot of taxes too. They have a big social network, social support.
Yeah.
Like they don't pay for
Insurance. Right.
healthcare.
Yeah.
University is free. Education is free in general. You don't have the choice for if you move to Finland, you say, "Oh, I have to look to move there for a choice for better school for my kids." There's no such a thing. Every place has a good school. And what I would like to do, it's a small country too, though.
I mean,
So if you cannot, and one thing that it says here, what it says, a strong sense of community and relatedness. You know what this means? We mentioned in the past that the United States is a very identitarian society where the individual every individual thinks above all for himself, you know?
yeah.
Instead, other countries like China, Europe, Finland can be the perfect case. We think about more collectivity.
Yeah, not individual.
Not individual. And you can see here that everybody has the social norm, social expectation, you know?
Yeah.
And you have people that think alike, look alike the most too, I think. And everybody's on the same boat. Instead, here is a little bit
One
different.
team.
Everybody's on his own.
Yes. Everybody's fighting different.
You know, the first argument that I found when I came here in the United States, I was very forward to thinking very left-leaning when I came from Italy. Because I came from Italy, coming from a country where you don't have to pay much for university. You don't have to pay for healthcare. However, the state of healthcare is not that great nowadays because free healthcare means that some other things will go bad if the system doesn't run properly. And I was thinking, like, I don't understand why the United States does not have free healthcare. You know?
Yeah.
Could we have free healthcare? I think I think we could.
It's a scam. The healthcare here, it's a scam.
It's because there's something related with the insurance industry that is like you cut the insurance.
So the girl Shelby.
So my shock, and then I'll let you
Yeah.
continue, is that talking to many people at the beginning, they would say, "Oh, I don't want to pay my taxes for somebody else that doesn't do nothing and sits on their ass all day long." That's where the individuality comes from. You know, saying like, "I work hard, I paid the taxes, I pay for my own insurance, and I know that it's for me. I don't want to pay for somebody else." You know, so I was kind of shocked by that, because I didn't know that there was this strong identity culture in it. So it was different to see.
Yeah.
And
Well,
surprising too.
Yeah, so this girl, Shelby Church, you showed me like one of her videos too one time. She's recording nice videos. And I didn't watch the video yet.
Yeah.
But I have it on the list. So the title it's How Healthcare in America Became a Huge Scam. Because basically she had one other video that she went for the doctor for like some bullshit, and they charged her for like even like Tylenol $60.
Oh, wow.
And like the bill was like 500, and then she looked up certain things, and she said like this all should cost less than $100, and she wrote an email for them. I don't know what was the response, but it's a scam.
Oh, yeah.
Like for one tablet of Tylenol, $60.
Yeah, you can see like
They're trying to scam you.
Yep.
if you go.
Hold on to this. I have to get my phone. I want to look at
What?
something. The cost of different medications compared to other countries.
Mm.
You know. So go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, I watched the video that time, and I wasn't surprised, but she was brave to like send the email. I don't know what was the response, but it's a very interesting approach, and
It
shows
is.
how scamming is that environment, and how they want to just make money, and how they don't feel any like punishment coming maybe for that, you know. They feel like they can do whatever, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So in 2022, U.S. prices across all drugs, brands, and generics were nearly 2.78 times as high as prices in comparison to other countries.
So 3 times more.
More or less, yeah. So there's like different things. Like there is this documentary by what's his name? Michael Moore. It's called Sicko. It's an old documentary. If you go and see it, it's like was run in the early 2000s. And I was shocked when I saw that. And he said that like the cost of a medicine, an inhaler in the US was $20, $30, $40 or something. And in Cuba was $2. You know, so it was insane to see.
We know
And
how it is.
I really some medications are like, especially those for hepatitis, they are like crazy.
They're using people because they know they will pay, right?
Well, come on, the customer, you don't have a choice. That's the problem.
I mean, you can fight those prices. Like she sent an email.
What if you're gonna die? And
Well, that's what they're using people.
That's the only thing.
That's why they're using people.
That's the only thing, and that really makes medicine, in this case, drug companies that really have a high leverage on you. You know. So it's
Totally.
yeah, like I don't know. There's this document here that I was finding about insulin prices.
Oh.
And insulin is like many people need insulin. But this is a long document. I cannot find it.
We can save it for next time.
Yeah, but it's if you look generic prescriptions like the EpiPen, you know, like if you have if you go on an anaphylactic shock and you have an allergic reaction, what happens is that you get all swollen and you risk being like if you have a peanut allergy or something, so you start swelling your body and your airways can get occluded,
Oh.
and you can choke to death. So they use an EpiPen
Uh-huh.
shot, and that one, they increase the price of that for hundreds of dollars, while in other countries is really, really cheap. That's a life-saving
Yeah, they just
thing,
wanna,
you
they
know?
just want to make money.
Yeah, and my thing is like I cannot really. So what is this here? Average ratio.
Oh wow,
Who's this?
I don't know. Oh, I got scared.
Yeah.
Well,
I get scared too.
I think we'll wrap it up. You open the door, and we're gonna make pizza.
Let me go see.
Oh, are we? You want to say bye or what?
Well, everybody,
Thank you.
thank you.
Before you.
It's been an
Pleasure.
exciting.
Yeah, it
and,
was fun.
it was
Good
fun.
topics.
Good
Good
topics.
job.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
And we'll see you next time.
And we off to make pizza.
We're off to make pizza. You'll
See you
find out.
guys. Thank
Bye.
you.